Rows 1 and 2 of the grid, Cleland and Hoy, Vauxhall and BMW, and Ray Belm and Jeff Allen, BMW and Vauxhall. Then 3 more M3 BMWs, Jonathan Palmer's works car, Tim Harvey and Tim Sugden, and Andy Rouse's Toyota Carina. Row 5, Frank SYTNER and Lawrence Bristow, both in BMWs, followed by Andy Middlehurst, Ford, and Gary Ailes, Toyota. So, Will Hoy, second on the grid, up to the start line. On the left, pole position, John Cleland. To the right is Will Hoy. And away they go. Good start. Very congested on the start line. Rob Gravitt storming through from row 7 down to Rich's corner, the right-hander. And it's Cleland leading. Hoy on the right, second. Allen in the third position. Behind him is Bellman. There's an off. It's Palmer. Jonathan Palmer and Tim Harvey. Palmer rejoining, and that's his teammate, Tim Sugden. He was 7th on the grid, and Harvey's rejoining too. Great flurry of stones. The car looks okay. And that's Keith Oder's Nissan Primera, out of its first race right at the beginning. Now, down Revitt Straight. It's Hoy leading on the right. Jeff Allen and John Cleland jostling for second position, and Allen gets it. Belm is third. It's BMW, Vauxhall BMW. We're in car with Jeff Allen, second position. Into the S's. Hoy, Allen, Cleland, Belm in 4th place. Under the bridge, Will Hoy leading as he did at Silverstone. Then the 2 Vauxhalls, the BMW. We're back in car with Will Hoy. Clear track in front of him into Russell, the hairpin. There's the Vauxhalls behind him. Belm is well up. Andy Rouse is in 5th position in the Toyota Carina. And now we're with Jonathan Palmer. He's rejoined the race. He's chasing the Swedish woman driver, Nettan Lindgren, in her BMW, 16th position. Through the end of the lap. Now here's a replay of the start from Andy Rouse's car. Ahead of Tim Harvey, Sugden goes through on the right. Then there's Jonathan Palmer to the right of Tim Harvey's car now as they go up to Rich's. Harvey looks as though he's got a clear car length ahead of Palmer as he turns in. Palmer thumps him, spins Harvey, who goes right sideways. Palmer has managed to keep going, rejoins the track. Harvey gets right back at the end of the field. And Harvey, now, this is from Jonathan Palmer's car. Harvey on the left, they're into Rich's. Well, you can see what happened. And Tim is going to be very, very unhappy with that. Palmer back onto the circuit. Well down the race, of course. Now, down the Revitt Straight towards Esses. Here comes the race leader. And it's Will Hoy in the BMW. Behind him, the 2 Vauxhalls. Allen second, Cleland third, close up behind his teammate. Ray Belm is in 4th place. Andy Rouse is still 5th. Terrific stuff at the front. And the Vauxhalls are holding the BMW this time. We're in car with Jeff Allen of the long right-hander at Coram, 130 miles an hour. So, the previous British Touring Car Champion, Jeff Allen in the Vauxhall, trying to close the gap between himself and Will Hoy. Into Russell. Very tricky corner, that, the hairpin. So, Hoy leads BMW. Then, Jeff Allen, John Cleland, Ray Belm. And that is Jonathan Palmer, still chasing Nettan Lindgren, and the yellow flag is waving. There's a problem, and that's it. It's Rob Gravitt. He's gone off in the Trackstar Sierra, and Tim Sugden is out of the race in the Works BMW. Jonathan Palmer's right at the back in the other one, and we're with him. And he doesn't seem to be able to do anything at all about Nettan Lindgren's BMW, and that surprises me because Nettan's car has got far less horsepower than Jonathan's. Let's watch. Down the back straight, somebody off on the right. And you can see the light winking on Jonathan Palmer's dashboard, telling him when to change up when he gets to the right revs. It's not doing him much good. Nettan staying ahead of him all the way. And that's a chap who was off, Dennis Leach in the non-turbo Ford Sierra. And Jonathan Palmer is still trying and still not succeeding. Nettan locks up the rear wheel under the bridge, now past the bomb hole to Coram, 130 miles an hour. This long, long right-hander where it's all too easy to fly off. then from Coram down to Russell. Right into Russell, then the very tight hairpin, braking, and Jonathan's right up alongside Lindgren, and he's done it again! He's hit Netton. Lindgren spins off. Well, what an absolute disaster for Jonathan Palmer and Netton. Spins his rear wheels. Oh dear, he's not at all happy, it's not his day. Oh dear me. And there's Netton. I bet she's not best pleased either. She certainly doesn't look as though she thinks it was her fault. Oh, this is going to be...
What are you trying to do?
And she doesn't. Hell hath no fury like a woman rammed. But the crowd loved it. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye to Jonathan Palmer too, out of the BMW. Now here's a replay. The two cars at the back. Netton on the right, Jonathan on the left, and he just lost it on the braking. Slid into Netton's car, they both spin off, both out of the race, both the works BMWs. Rouse, SYTNER and Gary Ailes all together, 5th, 6th and 7th. Here are Allen and Cleland. Hoy still in front of them, but Belm is getting closer all the time. Look, number 5, John Cleland, British champion in 1989. Across the line to start a lap. Ray Belm looks as though he has steadied the gap. No, he hasn't. He's much closer now. And how far behind him are Rouse, SYTNER and Ailes? There's the answer. Andy Rouse, 4 times British champion. First season in the Toyota Carina, front-wheel drive. Frank SYTNER holding him in the black BMW. And Gary Ailes having a terrific drive because at Silverstone he did not have a good race, and he's keeping going here at Snetterton. Bridge, Will Hoy on his way, it looks, to win 2 in 2 races. We're in car with him, 38 years old, comes from London, and believe it or not, he's been driving for 22 years. In karts, in clubman races, Thunder Sports, sports cars, touring cars. Last year, he spent most of the season in Japan driving big Porsches in sports car racing. He won at Donington with Frank SYTNER in 1989, and now he's won at Silverstone and he's leading at Snetterton. And if he wins this race, he really is going to have a commanding lead in this year's British Touring Car Championship. Into riches then. Allen, Belm in 4th position, John Cleland in front of him, and Belm is challenging as they go into riches and out of it. Ray Belm is taking that position, 3rd place, away from John Cleland. He has done it. So now the Vic Lee BMWs are 1st and 3rd. The Vauxhalls are 2nd and 4th. Coming towards us down the straight, there's Jeff Allen in the blue BMW to the right. It's Belm. Tucked in behind him is John Cleland. Then there's Andy Rouse. Right behind him is Frank SYTNER. Under the bridge. Past the bomb hole, up to Coram. Now we're looking back from Rouse's car to Frank SYTNER again. They're doing about 120 miles an hour. Now the speed is building up. 130, getting up to 140. Braking, SYTNER closes. Through Russell, out of it, into the end of the lap. And this is half distance. In car with Frank SYTNER now. Now let's see if he can close up on Andy Rouse in front of him. Well, that's Tim Harvey on the right, number 4, in the blue and white BMW. Remember, he went off with Jonathan Palmer earlier on. He's recovering. He's behind Nick Whale in the white BMW in front, 11th position. In car with Harvey. The car incidentally going well, and he's going through. And sure enough, he does it. Nick Whale has to go out wide. Tim Harvey goes through on the inside. Now we're in car with SYTNER again. Still chasing Andy Rouse. It's still Hoy leading. Allen 2nd. Belm up into 3rd place, remember. Cleland down to 4th. Andy Rouse 5th. We're with the 6th car, and they're both catching John Cleland. John Cleland in the Vauxhall Cavalier has got some sort of a problem. My guess is it's tyres. And Andy Rouse is going to go through. He's done it. Andy Rouse goes up into 4th position. Frank SYTNER goes up into 5th place. Both of them past John Cleland. So now it's Hoy, Allen, Belm, Rouse is 4th, Frank SYTNER there is 5th, John Cleland is in 6th position and dropping back all the time. In car with SYTNER. Into lap 11 out of 20. Down to Riches.